And at college, I met this Jewish guy. His name was Michael Gilbert, and him and his brother David Gilbert. They became very good friends and became very fond of me because I was alone. They started a wholesale sports goods business with the help of their dad, and this business really took off for them. And we were real good, close friends, and they saw that my work ethic was excellent. They decided to hire me, and they said, Vic, if it doesn't work out, we'll give you Southeast England. If it doesn't work out, then you can head the manufacturing part of our business when we're going to go into manufacturing. I said that's fine, but it just so happens that I got Southeast England, and I was a very devoted kind of a salesperson, and I made it one of the best territories for the company. And as we were going along, the company was doing really, really well, and I was distributing sports goods all over Southeast England. And so, I'm a friendly person. I'm congenial. People like me, and so I make friends with all the people that I kind of did business with for the company. And since a lot of these retailers found that I was kind of very creative in doing business, they said, Vic, the roller skate business that's dying in the U.S., but it's coming into Europe through Germany. And how would you like to get into that? Because you could distribute that. And I got to know all the manufacturers or the major importers of the roller skates. And since I had already got all the accounts built up, I started, distributing them. At the same time working for Gilbert Brothers, and which was kind of unethical because you can't do a job right while you're doing something on your own. But it seems to me that I kind of justified it in my mind and said, Michael and David are doing so well. I'm doing well, but they really own everything, and they're making the real bucks. And and I was only just a young kid. I was just like 23 years old or something like that. And I said, it's my turn, my opportunity. And I was not doing anything illegal per se, but
you're working two jobs.
I was working two jobs, but it was not fair to them,
right?
Because I had a salary and commission and so on. But doing that, the roller skate took off. I mean, it just took off. And finally, Michael and David found out about it.
And this is in the 70s, or
this is in the actually, I'm sorry, 78, 77. So then, because we were such good friends, he said, Vic, okay, you carry on with your business and you still promote our products on commission only, no salary. I said, that's fine. But after that, it grew even more because I'm selling everywhere. And so then I said to Michael, I need to just focus on the skates. So in a matter of 6 or 8 months or 12 months, I'd become very wealthy. I'd become a millionaire.
So you're mainly selling it, or did you have to warehouse it? Or?
I warehoused my own,
You had to buy the inventory, warehouse the inventory, distribute it
all over
Europe.
England. Territory. I had everybody wanted the skates, all the skates. So I was distributing everywhere. With all businesses such as roller skates, which is a boom one day, it becomes a bust too. And I started to import my own product from Taiwan.
Okay.
And that takes 2 months, to get it. You pay in advance, letter of credit, whatever. And I started thinking, this could come to an end. So my eyes started opening towards some new avenues that I could get into later on. Any case, so there was this company in Southend-on-Sea called the Bermans. They were into textiles and buying licensed products, and they had taken a very strong liking to me, and they said, Vic, we just bought a license from Walt Disney Productions to make sweatshirts and T-shirts with a dimension weld application. Dimension weld application is a special application. For example, you might have the Mickey Mouse family riding in a car, and it's on your sweatshirt or T-shirt, and as you walk, you see the dimension weld that the car is moving. It's moving, and you see the characters. I mean, it's fascinating. And just like the roller skates, Mickey Mouse or Walt Disney stuff had become a big hit in Europe.
Wow. They
were opening stores in Europe with just Mickey Mouse products, and sweatshirts and T-shirts for kids was very hot. Kids loved them, but it became a fashion item for the adults. So they said, since it's a European economic community and you can distribute all over Europe if you're based out of one country. So why don't you go to Germany, settle down in Germany, buy a company there, and then distribute the product from Germany? So that's what I did. I just packed up all my affairs, sold everything in England, kept my house, moved to Germany. I had friends there. I had friends everywhere. So I had friends there, and I bought a company, and then I said, oh my gosh, to run this, I have to speak German. Now, I already speak French, and so I started to learn German. And I started to promote the product. I warehoused it. I opened a couple of retail stores too, one in Munich, one in Heidelberg, and I warehoused in Munich. And we started doing fairs all over Europe. Exhibitions all over Europe with the product. So that's how we started it. And, slowly I learned the language. It took about 6 or 8 months again for it to take off. But I didn't know it would take off this way. I mean, I was already, used to so much success, but it took off. It became like sliced bread. Everybody wanted it. And they could only get it from me. Because it's such a hot item. So you were talking about department stores like Kaufhof, which is like Nordstrom's.
Okay.
They were all carrying the products, and it's huge. It's just huge, and everybody wants it. The kids want it. So you're supplying shipping all the time. You're just shipping all the time. So it was really, really good. But I couldn't.
So you had a lot of employees?
I did have a lot of employees. I ran a tight ship, just a few handful of employees. But basically, you're warehousing and you're doing exhibitions and you're shipping. So it's not a.
And you're the main salesman.
Main salesman, I would say. So what would happen then? The money started coming. I already had so much money, and then it started coming in floods. So much, and being young, 28 years old, 27 years old, you don't know how to handle all this. It's so much money. You don't know, you just don't know. And so just to kind of to deal with it, I started drinking. So I became what they call a functioning alcoholic. So I drank morning, noon, and night, and I worked all the time. But I'd pass out at midnight or something, at some bar or some club. But I had people that would take care of me and would take me home, so it became an issue where I was drinking too much and trying to manipulate where to put the money, where to invest it, and where to bank it. I didn't know. I mean, it was too much. So my parents visited me in Munich in 1983. And they stayed with me, and they saw my lifestyle. They saw me drinking a lot, saw me going crazy, being stressed out because shipping, people not paying their accounts or whatever. It was. They saw the stress I was under, and and the drinking was really bothering them too. They said, Vic, you've done quite a few businesses now, and then and you just don't even know how to handle your money. Why don't you just go to Dallas? It's booming over there. Your sister is there. So at least you'd have some family. And if you go to Dallas, you could start something new.